First off, I am a big fan of Demon Slayer. I mean, it's pretty hard not to be. But when I say that, I tend to be talking a lot more about the manga than I do the anime, which always leaves people a little confused. I mean, with scenes like this, and this, it's hard to justify why I prefer the manga. I mean, hell, I don't even like the artwork in the manga, to be honest with you. But I always tend to find my answer when I ask people, what is Demon Slayer really about? And I've had a lot of answers. I mean, from hope, grit, determination, but it's rare that somebody ever says trauma. And that kind of made me think. Trauma was the only word running through my head when I read this manga all them years ago, yet nobody brings it up when they've only watched the anime. The conversation normally revolves around the fights, although that has changed a little bit recently. I've never really seen many people take notice of the main theme, trauma. I feel like the last season of the show sums this up pretty perfectly. You know, I see a lot of people label the last season as boring and bland, and while I understand it doesn't have the same intense action as all the other seasons, it has one of the biggest moments for me when I was reading the manga for the first time. Something I could never forget about, yet it seemed to pass everyone by without a second thought. The Stone Hashira. A character seen as this big, bulky, strong man, yet always has tears down his face. Sadness runs deep, so you know this man's backstory would be bleak, and it basically comes out of nowhere. You have Tanjiro sat talking to the Stone Hashira. He tells Tanjiro, "You made the correct decision to save the children over your sister." Yet Tanjiro tells the truth. He didn't make the decision. His sister, Nezuko, she made it for him. And the Stone Hashira is seemingly caught off guard by this. The honesty from the child makes him feel comfortable. And in that moment, he decides to open up about his own struggles, his own trauma. He was looking after a group of children, all in his care. He loved them dearly. But then one of the children betrayed them all, offering them up to a demon in return for his own life. 4 kids were killed immediately. He tries his best to protect the other 4, but 3 of them, they didn't even listen. I mean, he was weak, skinny, and blind, but the only one that listened was Seo. She stayed behind him while the other 3 just ran. And they had their throats ripped out in the darkness and died. The Stone Hashira knew he had to protect Seo at any cost, so he punched the demon in the head again and again until the sun came up. He managed to protect her, but once the adults came to help, Seo, she tells them the man's a monster. He killed them. He killed everyone. And he was charged with the deaths of these children, charged with their murder. Yet he was saved, but since then, he has come to harbour deep doubts and suspicions. And he doubted Tanjiro. No matter how virtuous someone may be, once you get pushed to a corner, your true nature will come out. But Tanjiro never ran, never turned away, stayed honest, and never lied. And in that moment, he decided to help Tanjiro from now on, so he wouldn't make the wrong turn in life. And in that moment, Tanjiro thanks him, something that he wanted so badly from Seo, which broke him when he never received. And now he gets this from Tanjiro, and he smiles. No tears, pats his head, and says, "My training is now complete." For me, this kind of summarizes the story perfectly. You see a man that is crying all the time, stop, smile. While on the surface, it sounds like he's talking about the training he was giving to Tanjiro. Yet it seems pretty obvious to me he's referring to himself. He had so much trauma that he's been holding on to, and he's finally learned to move past that, to start reconnecting and trusting. The past held him down for so long that he forgot how to feel again, how to connect, how to trust. And he realizes now this is the one thing he'd been missing in his life. So now he's moved on. His training is now complete. Now it's time to talk about the man himself, Tanjiro, and his role in the story. A sweet, kind-hearted boy with a calm soul, and he's the key to all of this. Yet anime-only watchers tend to miss this about him. You see, on the surface, Tanjiro's role is just to kill demons and save humanity, to end the demonic plague upon the earth. But it may not be that simple. He's not just a demon slayer to save people, nor just to kill demons, as he seemingly helps everyone, unilaterally. Demons and humans alike. Through this boy, everyone from the strongest of the demons to the strongest of the Hashira all seem to overcome their past and let go, to move on from the pain and trauma that has tormented their soul. You even see this in Season 1, when Tanjiro is in the woods, fighting Rue and his family, and the moment where he goes to kill Rue's mother, something changes.
I'll find peace.
Fifth form! Blessed rain after the drought.
No malice, just freeing her from a torment and the endless cycle of abuse she finds herself stuck in. Although this all seems pretty obvious to me, in my experience it's rare to speak to someone that has only watched the show that realizes any of this. The darker scenes in the anime always seem to be easier to watch. The last time I remember the show actually making me feel the terror in any way was in Season 3, when you saw the death, destruction and despair, and never felt these feelings since, despite the fact we are watching a show about children fighting demons to the death. Trauma is very deeply rooted in this story. Every character has their own version of it in some way, shape or form. The Stone Hashira, Rue wanting to feel loved. Yet there's only one character that has seemingly already overcome their past, and that's Rengoku. This character also happens to be the one man that everybody in the story looks up to. Everyone wants to be like him, everyone wants to be him. They put him on a pedestal above the rest. Even though perhaps he is not the strongest out of all of them, they all look up to him. They want to be him. And once you start to understand the inner workings of the story, it becomes pretty clear. He's the one that stands tall, leads the way despite of his troubled past. He isn't defined by what came before him. He carries on moving forward and leading the way for the other Hashira, figuratively and literally. The beacon of light in the dark, the guiding light, the one that will bring them all peace. I could keep going, breaking down more characters, getting more into the psyche of them, but I feel like the meaning is pretty much clear. The anime, for whatever reason, just seems to be lacking the emotional depth that the manga did, and I don't really know why. Some other people may feel differently, but I guess this is just the way I feel. This is not me saying by a long shot that the anime is bad either. I really enjoyed the anime. Very much so. But yeah, there is something deeply missing for me. Thanks for watching. Peace.